Namaste, everybody. This is Kia tuning in to you and wanting to bring your attention to a very exciting opportunity here today, which is to become involved in a 1-year group meditation that is being initiated by Pandit Rajmani Tiganite of the Himalayan Institute. And it's very exciting on many levels. And so I want to talk to you about how joining this group meditation practice will be a support to your own meditation practice and help to buoy it and help to hold you accountable and on track with it. I also want to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of a group practice, like why and how a group practice works, so that you can become even more invested in what it is we're doing. I also want to go into some depth around this year-long meditation initiative, so you can understand exactly how to be involved and why it's starting on a particular date and so on. Towards the end, I'll also be sharing some ways in which I personally can support you in this year-long meditation initiative. So first of all, just an invitation for anyone, for whenever you do tune into this, to take a moment and get grounded. So grounding into this very present moment, which is really the rich resource from which all of our inspiration and sense of connection comes. So allow a moment to come into a physical, felt experience of being, and taking a few deep breaths and just feeling that presence of your breath. See if you can sense the spaciousness around your heart center. So your heart center, the space around it, the space around your whole body. See if you can sense, as you're dwelling kind of inwardly and feeling in the spaciousness of your being, that you can sense where I am, you can sense where all beings are who are tuning into this. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go, this idea of connecting into others no matter where they are in time and space. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes again and tune in here with me. So, hi. So first I want to look at why your meditation matters. So what is meditation ultimately but a coming into deep presence within yourself? And when you come into presence, you start to awaken and access the deep well of intelligence within you. And the more we access that intelligence, the more we build the capacity of that and our capacity to live, breathe, and act from that living intelligence that is not caught in our egoic feeling of who we are and identity of who we are. So our meditation matters because it's the time when we move from identification with the outer world to an experiential connection to the deeper well of our being, the source of our deep creativity, the source of our intelligence. So the more we do this, the more we build this capacity, as I said, to live from this place of deeper intelligence. Interestingly, as is being shown more and more by scientists today, that as we tap into this deeper felt embodied experience of our soul, of ourself, of our intelligence, we become like a light bulb in the collective. And so just us tapping into our presence, to our greater awareness, we open the field for everybody in the collective to be doing that. So your meditation matters. It matters not just for you, the calming of your mind, the quietening of your mind, the coming into the richer, deeper embodiment of self. But it matters because every time you disconnect from the grasping mind, from the manipulative mind, from all of the limiting egoic constructs that you believe are you, every time you disconnect from that and you connect to the intelligence, the all-pervading intelligence that connects all of us, then you make that a little bit more available for everybody else. So here we start to impact the collective. So now I want to talk about group practice, because imagine it, so you're doing that individually and you're able to tap in and hold space and say you're connecting for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 30, an hour, however long you have to actually dedicate to being present. The longer you do that, the more you anchor yourself in that energy. So now imagine that you're doing that with a group of people. If you're doing it with a group of people in the same space and time, there's a tangible, felt experience of the group collective field and how it elevates you. Yogi Bhajan used to say it only takes one person in the group to be absolutely connected, and everybody is brought into that field of awareness, kind of why we would go and sit in satsang with master teachers to automatically be lifted in our awareness, lifted in our consciousness, expanded, so we can start to see the bigger picture, experience the bigger picture. So real-time group meditation has that capacity. Interestingly, it's not just dependent on being in the same space and time. There have been numerous studies that have shown that people meditating in all different parts of the world and connecting with a shared intention, that they can have tangible results and an impact, whether you're coming together to meditate and call in a space of healing for individuals or groups, or if you're meditating and you're calling into a space of peace and connection and a return to the heart. So different studies have shown the capacity that we have as meditators when we come together with a shared intention, and when we have a continuous commitment to our own practice. So group practice and how it works. We commit to a group practice, to the overall intention of the group practice. And we have our individual meditation that we're doing that doesn't need to change at all. We just, whatever meditation we're doing, in the bigger picture, we dedicate it to this group meditation. The wonderful thing about this is when you are part of a group meditation, that the energy of the group supports the individual meditative evolutionary experience. It has to, when you have multiple people or hundreds of people or thousands of people who are all putting their energy toward a common goal. It is going to help you personally to deepen your practice. So in a group practice where we have a joint intention, we're working together for a common purpose. And this is not something that is new in the ages that have gone before us, when society was at a tenuous place, when there was a lot of division, a lot of polarity, a lot of violence, then master teachers, yogis, would call together a yajna, or a special ceremony and group meditation practice that was committed to creating a new potentiality in the collective consciousness, to elevating and bringing positivity into the collective consciousness. And that's essentially what we're doing with the year-long meditation initiative that Pandit Rajmani Tiganait of the Himalayan Institute has called into action. He's asking all of us to join this initiative, to dedicate all of the hours of our meditation toward this common goal to create a new potential in the collective consciousness, to bring more awareness, more peace, more light, more love. Think about that for a moment. For all of those of us who feel a little bit frustrated and feel like we're not able to make the impact that we would like to be making in the world, here's a way you can not only be making an impact in your own life through your meditation practice, but you can be dedicating the fruits of your practice. You can be honing your intention toward this collective goal so that we can manifest 1,000,008 hours of joint meditation in 1 year. Have you got that? So it's a year-long meditation going through. It's going to be 1,000,008 collective hours that we are all putting towards this goal. Towards the end, I'll share some links, and I will put in some links after this chat so that you can see exactly how to log your hours and be a very active part of this endeavor to shift the collective, to bring more peace, light, and love. And so it's 1,000,008 hours, it's a year long, and the great news is it's starting tomorrow. It's starting tomorrow. So everyone out there, in this case, if you're watching it today, July 15th, then it starts on July 16th. If you're watching this at a later date, don't worry, because you just start when you start, and you start logging your hours, that's it. But part of this initiative is that it's beginning tomorrow, which is Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is a very special day when we honor the teachers in our life. This happens to be an eclipse of the full moon, and so there's a lot of power and potential and potency in starting this practice tomorrow. So you'll go to the Himalayan Institute year-long meditation link, which I'll provide here, and you will sign up immediately, and then you will decide how long you have that you're going to connect or meditate every day, and you can put in the hours that you'll do every week, for example, and then you just keep updating those hours as you go. Start small is my recommendation, and then slowly start to build your practice. I'm also going to give resources toward the end here of different meditations led meditations that you can do, especially if you want to get started. So tomorrow, July 16th, Guru Purnima, is when we're beginning. This is what the wonderful Puja Swami Chidanand Saraswati says about Guru Purnima. He says, Guru Purnima is a day of renewing our faith, or in the yoga tradition, our Shraddha. It's connecting to that all-pervading intelligence, that light that is breathing through us, that is speaking through us, that is guiding us on the deepest level. It's that opportunity to allow a moment at the beginning of the day to just surrender yourself. And what I mean by that is, all your ideas, your mind, your thoughts, projections, gotta do this, gotta do that, and just surrender all of it a moment and just tap in and feel that there is an intelligence within you that is living through you, that is guiding you. We want to tap into that. We want that energy to be the driving force of this group practice that we're doing, because that energy will hold us, will sustain us, will be creating through us, will be allowing us to dissolve the obstacles that come up as we delve into this. So a few things I wanted to say about what makes this group practice work. And the first one, very importantly, is our intention. We must have a strong intention. And so my intention going into this is that when I sit down and I say my first grounding prayers, mantras, that I am connecting to that universal consciousness that's flowing through us all, and that I'm dedicating the fruits of the practice to this goal. And as I sit down and I tune in within myself, I start to tune in to all the souls who are dedicated to this year-long meditation practice. So I start to feel the Sangha, if you like, the community. I start to feel that the capacity that we have when we come together with powerful intention like this to create the kind of shift that we're all longing for. So intention is really important. Secondly, what makes it work is a critical mass. Enough of us with this strong intention, with a dedicated daily practice, we start to create the new opportunities in the collective. And then the third thing is that this is going to be an unbroken year-long meditation. Ultimately, when enough of us get going, it will be unbroken, because we're all going to be in different parts of the world and doing our practice when it's working for us. As well as that, at the Himalayan Institute in Pennsylvania, in Honesdale, they will be doing an unbroken meditation practice. So at some point in every day, there is going to be somebody meditating who's dedicating their practice to this overall goal. So when you sit down to meditate, you can tune into that. You can tune into them and feel this other being, and perhaps the hundreds of thousands of beings who may be meditating at that moment. And we have the capacity to do that. Once you get subtle, once you get spacious and start to feel and tune in, you'll tap into that kind of field of energy that is the collective. The critical mass, it's unbroken, and ultimately we're all creating this kind of sacred space through the practice. And we have the dedicated meditation practice times that we will be putting toward the overall goal of the 1,000,008 hours. And also, don't be shy to keep dropping down in your day. Sit down, get quiet, get still, do another 5 minutes, do another 10 minutes. Keep adding to this goal and then just logging the hours as you go. So, sort of last portion here I want to talk about is your own practice. So of course, if you've already got a practice, this is pretty straightforward. You are just logging into the year-long meditation and clocking your hours. The important thing here is that you're doing something every day. Doing 6 hours one day, but then not meditating for 10 days is a very different thing than doing 20. I think, oh, there we are. We're still live. Sometimes. Just bear with me, you guys, while I put it back in the holder. There we go. Okay, is it still working? I'm just checking. Anybody out there who's watching. Alan, I see you're watching. Is this still working? It says live. Okay, I'm going to take it that it is. So, personal practice, little bit every day. Log your hours. Have your intention. Hi, Terry. Thank you. Yay. David, thank you. Good. And of course, get people involved with you who can sit with you. Create, if you're a teacher, create meditation groups where you can come together and do meditation and clock the hours as a group. It's this is the opportunity here. Is you guys, let's use this July 16th. 2019 to July 16th, 2020. Let's really use this time to make a difference. Let's come together as a Radiant Body Yoga community to meditate, to do practice, and let's join this incredible initiative at the Himalayan Institute. Together, we're stronger. Together, we make a difference. And if your personal practice has been faltering, not as strong as you'd like it to be, or maybe you want to add in an extra practice later in the day to what you're already doing, then let's do this. Let's make that effort now. This is such a unique opportunity. And Pandit Rajmani Tiganai has been doing a practice for years leading up to this moment, to this group practice as part of consecrating a shrine at the Himalayan Institute. So this is all part of this bigger practice that he's been doing, and now we get to join in this way. So different ways that I can support you. I have audio meditations on Glow. So if you're not a member on Glow, I think you can do a couple of weeks for free so you can learn the meditation. There's one that I actually recommend. It's called Everyday Balance and Centering. I think it's a 20-minute practice, and it moves your energy through the chakras. And what it does is it really helps to internalize your mind. So if you're not so used to meditating and your mind just keeps staying on the surface, this practice will help you to kind of drop your mind into your body and keep it there long enough that you can be unhooking from all the surface sort of trauma of your thoughts and come into a more embodied, spacious place. And that's where, the power of our meditation practice starts to unfold. So there's a 20-minute practice called Everyday Balance and Centering on glow.com. It'll be under my name, Kia Miller, teacher. And then there's another one called Balance Mental Energy, which is a 15-minute practice, which is also a really good way to just get your mind steady and centered. Another two opportunities I want to just put out there to you as well. I have a meditation and mind intensive, September 21st to the 27th. This is a 6-day retreat focused on how to deepen your meditation practice, understanding how the mind works, and really getting an opportunity to ground yourself and establish a practice that can be lasting, life-lasting. And so September 21st to 27th, if anybody wants to join me for that. And then also, as part of the Himalayan Institute's year-long meditation, this thing that we're doing, I'm going to do a 3-day retreat there in February, the 6th to the 9th. So those of you on the East Coast, Feb 6th through the 9th, I'm going to be at the Himalayan Institute in Pennsylvania, and that is a practice-driven immersion. In other words, come, practice in the shrine at the Himalayan Institute that Panditji has been working to consecrate and open with an aliveness to the energy, where you just step into the shrine and you feel all the nonsense of your mind start to dissolve away, and you feel the intelligence within you activate and awaken and become more present in your consciousness. Then you get to meditate in that place. So those of you interested on that level, join me for that 3-day retreat February 6th through 9th, we'll be able to come together and just dive into practice in the shrine at the Himalayan Institute. So these are ways that I can help to support your practice. Also, if you're not a member already, just go to the Radiant Body Yoga group and ask to become a member there, and I will be regularly supporting and doing talks about how to stay connected. And in particular, I'm going to be doing a meditation series in that group, just talks on helping you to deepen your meditation practice, and a place where you can bring your questions, because the internal world is a vast and complicated place, and it's really helpful to have somewhere that you can bring questions and be like, am I going crazy, or is this really happening, or I'm doing this and this is happening, is that right? So bring your questions there. You can always ask me in that forum as well to help you to personalize your practice, to find the meditation style and form that will best serve you. So that's my intention, to serve you so that together we can serve this goal of the 1,000,008 Hours, the year-long meditation initiative. And why? Because this is the most powerful way that we can actually impact change, positive change, to bring positivity into the collective consciousness, so that the love and the connection that we as a yoga community experience, that we can start to shine that light a little more brightly in the unseen world that connects us all, so that people in their regular lives and days can just be tapping in to that light and feeling a different connection to their own inner wisdom and guidance. And then let's start to see how, as individuals within the collective, we all start to make different choices that are based in love, that are based on the understanding of how we're all connected in this world, and choices that start to bring more unity and more peace. So that's what I have to say here today. So grateful that you guys are watching. If you just joined, go back to the beginning and you'll get the full download. And sending you all so much love. Thanks for joining me here today, and may we sit down every single day and feel the grace of our own inner being. May we sit down every day and feel the presence of each other in the unseen unified field, and may we draw strength from that. And may we have the tenacity to sit through the movement of the surface mind and start to tap into this beauty and wonder that is our inner being, feeling that vibrancy, vitality, and intelligence within on a daily basis, and hanging out in that place. I highly encourage you, jump around, move around, dance, do a kriya, do some breath work, get your energy elevated, focus on love, on gratitude, on your capacity to be loving and compassionate in all situations, and use that, and then start your meditation practice when you're already in a very activated and vibrant state. And I'll talk about that more in my next talk. But that is one of the ways that you can be extra impactful in this endeavor. So thanks, you guys. Sending much love to you all. Sat Nam.